What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sun any chance I get. And today we are going to be reacting to the brand new album from the Lumineers called Brightside. The Lumineers are a band that I haven't really kept up with for some time. They first broke out around 2012 and 2013 with their big mega smash, Oh Hey, a song that peaked at number 3 on the Hot 100 and just barely made it onto the decade end list at 100. It was even declared as the 5th biggest rock song of the decade according to the US Hot Rock Songs chart. As of recording this video, Oh Hey has 750 million streams on Spotify and is still the band's most recognized song to this day. Outside of that, the Lumineers have been pretty absent from top 40, which makes sense since the indie boom of the early 2010s would eventually dry up and the rest of the decade would be dominated by EDM and trap. They had one great song called Ophelia, which briefly appeared on the charts and has garnered just as many streams as Ho Hey. When it comes to albums, they've had a ton of success. Their self-titled debut and their follow-up Cleopatra were certified platinum. And while their third release, 3, didn't achieve that much success, I was very surprised to learn that it's actually a concept album about family drug addiction. Like, damn, I didn't know y'all could go that deep. They even filmed a video for every song on the record telling a story with these fictional characters, which I would actually recommend you check out. It's great. Sort of like what Fall Out Boy did with their album Save Rock and Roll, although it's not as fantastical and a little more serious. Now that I've sort of caught up with their discography, I can now sit down and see what they have to offer with their latest LP. Of course, I do want to give a shout out to Jess and Zena, Trans Girl Therapist, who are currently supporting me on Patreon. You guys can do that yourself. The link is going to be on screen. Thank you guys so much. I am very stoked to see what Lumineers has to offer, and I couldn't be more appreciative of your support. And now, let us get into Brightside. Track number 1, Brightside. Title track. Love hearing those authentic drums. Okay, we got a little bit of an electric guitar on our hands right here. I'd hate to have a broken heater. That's like a little drug that you might be taking. Ooh, I love that little guitar riff on the chorus right there. Oh, you got past the denial of it all, and now you're just going free. It just really stood out to me. I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. Okay, so, Brightside, the title track of the record, and that one had some interesting elements going for it. For one, it's really interesting to see them experiment a little bit more with an electric guitar instead of an acoustic guitar, which is what they, usually go for. You can still hear that pure instrumentation throughout the production, but they are trying to take a few more risks. It's pretty obvious. I think the lyrics are a little bit straightforward. It's about Wesley wanting his lover to sort of trust in him when it comes to his love, and how he wants to make everything right for her, and he wants her to know that he'll always be there for her, and hopefully she gives that love back. At least that's what I believe it is. Some of these lyrics sort of make my head scratch, like, you're crying for your kids on the first post-chorus. Second post-chorus, the cops are closing in. I feel like there's a lot more going on in this story, but I'm not exactly able to put my finger on it. If you guys have better interpretations, I'd love to hear them. Leave them in the comments. But for now, that one has my mind a little fuzzy. Track number 2, AM Radio. This one I already did a TikTok reaction to back in November. You guys can check that out for yourselves if you want to. But I think I'm going to listen to it within the context of the album so I can better appreciate it. Alright, we're starting off with acoustic guitars, returning to tradition. I love how descriptive these lyrics are. It's like painting a story. Oh, yes, I love that piano. So much sentimentality. What are you blasting? Dark Side of the Moon? Ooh, thumping. Those drums coming right in. Ooh, love those piano keys right there. Tasteful. Ooh, and here we go. Electric guitar again. Okay, AM Radio. So, that one we've listened to before, of course, but hearing it now again, instrumentation still sounds pretty good, and I still might be struggling with the lyrical content a bit. I sort of like how they start off with the acoustic guitar, like they've always done, then bring in the electric guitar, that's pretty neat. The way that the other elements sort of creep up on you, like the piano and the drums, that was really good too. Yeah, and honestly, lyrical content, it's very descriptive, but I'm having a little bit of trouble understanding it. I get the sense this is a very personal story that the band is trying to tell, and it may not be totally interpretable at first glance, but I really do enjoy what they're sort of offering here, and maybe that's just my brain not working right, but honestly, it's pretty okay. Track number 3, Where We Are. Optimism, we like that. Ooh, I sort of like that bass heavy piano. Yo, the way this composition is structured is holy. Like, it's great. Oh yeah, see, now hallucinogenics got you in a car wreck. I like that falsetto on these lines. Okay, so now I think I sort of understand the chorus a little bit. I'll explain in a moment. Ooh, bringing in those drums. I like it, I like it. Okay, so that was Where We Are, and I actually think that might be my favorite one so far. I sort of like how it relies so much on like this mezzo forte piano, and how it's just really prominent throughout the song. And then it sort of restructures itself on the chorus, like the composition and the production sort of switches up to like sort of give the situation a bit of reframing. Plus, when he's asking himself, where we are, I don't know where we are, but we'll be okay, when he keeps saying that on the chorus, I believe what's going on is that that's him sort of processing the events of the car crash that took place in Arizona. My theory is that the main character in the song and his girl are sort of drug addicts or take a lot of drugs. That's why they're always saying that, like, I'm feeling very far away at the moment, or what was that? What did I just see in the rain? And at a certain point, they weren't feeling right behind the steering wheel. The drugs were sort of affecting their cognition. They don't drive correctly, and before you know it, boom, like, wrecked. And when him and his girl are being taken care of by the medics, he's assuring her that everything is going to be all right. We don't really know how severe the accident is, but he's trying to like maintain some optimism. You could even say that he's looking on the bright side. So yeah, I really did like that one, and it's really my favorite so far. Track number 4, Birthday. Ooh, the crescendoing guitar. Ooh, you can hear the drums entering. Sounds really nice. Ooh, here we go. Picking it up. Birthday. Sort of like how he picks it up right there a little. A little bit of a squabble we got going on here. I wonder if they actually performed this song for their loved ones at their birthday celebrations. Ooh! Those little high-pitched keys sort of bring something to the table. It's kind of like everyone's gathered in a circle to clap for their performance. And now we got some key changes going on, so picking it up. Oh, you can hear the piano really like going at it there. Alright, so Birthday. That was our 4th track, and honestly, that one was pretty fun. I kind of like how it has a festive mood to a certain degree. That was pretty nice. With some of the lyrical content, I believe that Wesley is sort of singing to his girl about how she feels very lonely and how they've kind of endured some struggles in their, like, you know, romance. But it's almost like they're trying to, like, really keep up the positive energy by saying, it's your birthday, dear, come on, let's just enjoy ourselves, live it up. And he repeats that to himself and his girl over and over and over and over again, and until it sticks. At least that's my best interpretation of the song. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, but yeah, I think this is pretty fine. Nothing too special, but, you know, it's fine. Track number 5, Big Shot. Kind of got a little bit of a slow jam with the high-pitched piano. With the talk of planets and this sort of production, it feels like we're in like a galaxy of some kind. I mean, it's true. If you're gonna have a gun, you know, you gotta know how to use it. There's some cymbal work right there. Alright, here we go. drumming a little bit. Ooh! There's our electric guitar again, rearing his head. Ooh, we kind of have a little bit of a anthemic sort of feel to this now. And the backing vocals doing some great work. Alright, so that was Big Shot. That one had some nice production to it. I think it was pretty neat. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, it's Wesley singing from the perspective of a father to his son, telling him how to really be a man, advising him that if you really want to be an adult, if you really want to show that you're grown up, you really need to know how to handle things. Hopefully I'm right about that one, because I don't think I am, but that's my best interpretation of the song. But I really do enjoy the electric guitar and the way it builds up towards the end. It starts off very slow, but it's just really cool how they sort of ended on this epic feel. Some of the backing vocals are pretty neat. I think a featured artist on this song is James and Simone. I have not heard of them. I might have to check them out to see what they have to offer, but honestly, this is some pretty good stuff. Track number 6, Never Really Mine. I love how he's just projecting his voice right there on these lines. I really love that rhyme right there. Love was not designed for time, you were never really mine. That is pure poetry to live by. He kind of feels a little defeated with his silence on the staircase. Picking up with the guitar a little bit. Oh, I hear that cymbal tapping. We might be in for something epic. And there it is, with the drums coming in all epic and whatnot. You can hear that backing vocalist just really screaming out his notes. Ooh! Ooh! A little bit of a guitar solo right here. I like it. Okay, so that was Never Really Mine, and that one I did kind of like a lot. I love how it relies a lot on the electric guitar, and then the drums sort of come in. It's pretty neat. From the looks of it, the lyrical content is pretty straightforward. It's him singing about a love that's fading away as he's begging for her to not fade away from him. But yeah, I think it might be him sort of coping with how much this romance is deteriorating, and he needs to accept the fact that, she might be going on to something else. So there you have it. Track number 7, Roller Coaster. I kind of like this solemn piano melody. Ooh, I love how clearly you can hear the guitar plucking. I like how he's using the imagery of rust in order to really capture just how much everything is falling apart and getting very stale. Ooh. I just love how soft this piano is. With Wesley's vocals, it just comes together so nicely. We get to hear that one last time. Okay, so Roller Coaster. That one kind of had a nice little composition to it, nice little production to it. Something I do sort of like what they do with the song is how they make it a really sort of soft type of ballad. For a song titled Roller Coaster, you would expect it to be very loud and fast-paced and sort of energized. But here they contrast that with a much softer sort of sound. And I think that's really brilliant. It sort of makes you understand how de-energized and defeated Wesley is in this relationship, or this relationship he has with his friends or peers or family. Honestly, it ain't too bad. I think I might have to dig into it a little bit more, but I love the sound, and I think they are doing a really good job with the way they constructed that ballad. Track number 8, Remington. You can hear this soft little electric guitar sort of playing. It kind of sounds like a song where they're struggling to get through hard times. Ooh! The way the guitar just played right there was really cool. I'm curious to know who Mr. Remington is. Okay, so that was Remington. I did like how soft and gentle the sound was. It's kind of like a nice little interlude into what's probably going to be our closing track. Mr. Remington. Okay, so he's singing about fire station bells and how he's waking up to them. And he's talking to a guy named Mr. Remington. I don't know if I should know who that is or not. But it's him sort of asking, who I assume is a firefighter. Oh, God. Already I'm sort of getting it all wrong, I believe. But he's sort of like looking for reassurance from him on a major tragedy or like a major inconvenience in his life or a major problem in his life. So, God, I'm probably getting all this so wrong, but I think it sounds really nice. I like the production, and I really hope that it shines through on our final track. Track number 9, Reprise. Ooh, I love the drums combined with the piano. Sort of has a bluesy element to it. Ooh, I can hear a little bit of a bass in the chorus. I kind of like the tambourine work on the song. Nice to listen to. See, it connects to the previous track, Remington, Waiting on the Sun. Ooh, kind of like how the music cuts out and then slams right in. Kind of like the backing vocals right there a little bit. Okay, so that was Reprise, and I sort of like how it sort of connects back to some of the previous tracks, like Brightside and Remington. That was pretty neat. I'm a little bit worried that the song may be about suicide, which is very, very troubling. I'm waiting for the sun. I'm going to the bright side, and yeah, it kind of has a little bit of an uncomfortable energy to it. The way they construct the song is very finale-like, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I think it's a fine enough ending track for the record. It's pretty cool. And on that note, I think I'm going to take a break. I'm going to listen to the album a second time, and then I'll come back to give you my final thoughts, so bear with me. Okay, I am back, and I am ready to give you my final thoughts on the Lumineers' Brightside. So, this one was a bit of a challenge for me. With this record, you could see themes of heartbreak and unconditional love shine through. You can always tell that the Lumineers make their lyrical content deeply personal, which explains why their songwriting is always very detailed and kind of obscure. Admittedly, I had a little bit of trouble understanding the lyrical substance of the album. Maybe it's because I still haven't fully processed the heavy material from 3, but for some reason it just didn't click with me as much. At least when it came to the lyricism. I thought the instrumentals were pretty enjoyable. They definitely wanted to try some new things by adding in the electric guitar, which I actually think worked pretty well for them. It fits the Lumineers' much purer indie rock sound. Many of the instruments are very well used, and they put you in a good spirit. Everything from the drums to the piano to the tambourine are expertly laced into the music. At least that's one thing I understand what to talk about. But going back to the lyrics, maybe part of the fun when it comes to listening to a Lumineers track is trying to decipher its meaning and figure out how each line connects to the message. Perhaps if I give it a few more listens, it could really vibe with me and I will be able to properly comprehend it. But as it stands, it's really not my type of album. I give Brightside a 6 out of 10. My favorite tracks would have to be Where We Are and Rollercoaster. My least favorites would have to be AM Radio and Brightside. I hope I didn't piss off too many Lumineers fans with this reaction. See, it would have been nice if I did Corday's new album From a Bird's Eye View. I mean, that would have got me more views, it would have been easier to understand. But then again, the Lumineers had a song called AM Radio, and the video is following the Dawn FM reaction. Like, that's just too perfect. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for joining me on this album listen, and I hope you are thirsty for more. If you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. The links are going to be in the description. And be sure to check me out on Patreon as well. You can give me some great support